Everybody, if you haven't got sound, you haven't turned sound on. No, it's fine. Someone else has got sound, but there is sound. Everything has sound. You can hear me, can't you? Hello? Yeah, it's fine. Someone said no sound on the stream. They were wrong. Okay, I hope every camera needs to be pressing record, as this will be produced as a TV show on Motus TV at some point in the near future. But more importantly, it's a live stream right now. I'd like to thank Phil Mortstead on camera 2. I'd like to thank Frank McKinnon on camera 1. I'd like to thank Matt McCallum on the cutting. I'm Nick Damon. We're RC Racing TV and help from neobuggy.net. EFRA official media partners, and it's a 2016 EFRA 1.8 IC Buggy European Championship final. Let's go! It's like wobble on the line from Bataille, but they get off in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 order. No accidents so far to speak of. We're with the front two, and this may be something we're doing a lot of. It's Ronnefalk from Boots. They go down the roller coaster the first time. Ronnefalk just stretching out the lead a bit. It's still Ronnefalk, Boots, and then Bataille. Take it very carefully first couple of laps, because this is where things can go horribly wrong, and Boots is already a little bit wilder in the first couple. As he said, he had grip roll with his new tyres. That's the thing you normally hear about on 12th cars. But Ronnefalk, great start, getting away. Boots will be trying to pull him in, and Battle staying with him and running with a harder compound tyre. So that's a great first lap for Ronnefalk. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's Ongara in 4th, Valanca in 5th. Then Cragg, then Brian Baldo. So it's pretty much gone off in grid order. So much so that right at the back is Oscar Baldo, actually. Oscar Baldo had a bit of a disaster. So off we go now. Ronnefalk comes round to the second time onto the roller coaster. Boots is about a second behind him, and Battle a second behind him. The three best drivers of the last 10 years in this class in Europe are battling it away in the first couple of minutes of the 2016 European final. And hopefully they'll battle in the next 45. Not sure if we're going to get varied fuel strategies as we did last time, because of the length of the track makes doing clever things more difficult. Ronnefalk leading, Boots second, and Battle third. And my guess is that those are pretty, slightly faster for Ronnefalk again, and slightly slower for Battle, but really in the scheme of things, they're all just building themselves some room. So Ronnefalk from the TKR kink right now, Boots behind him. Flying up, not really breaking traction. Boots almost sitting those second or so behind you see Formula 1 cars, so they don't get too much aero wear. And what's happened in the last couple of corners is suddenly Boots has moved a little bit closer to Ronnefalk, and after a bad bit of drive, Battle has moved a bit back off the two, so suddenly it becomes much more of a two-man event as we turn, oh gosh, the second minute of the 45 is Eddie, and already, much as we've seen many times before, Ronnefalk leads out and Boots is following him down. Now the cars will change a lot during the 45-minute final. The track will change a lot during the 45-minute final. It'll be more consistent probably than some, but because it's got so much wear already on it. The question is, will we get the wind again blowing the guys off? Will we get different pit stop strategies affecting the overall run? Will we have to start factoring in who's got a stop in hand and who hasn't? Can't answer those questions, but it's a 53.2 for Ronnefalk, a 53.4 for Boots, and a 54.2 for Bataille. So Bataille did drop off a little bit there. And in fact, Boots I don't think has done a fast lap in any of the first 3 laps. He's been slower than Ronnefalk in all of the first 3 laps. Ronnefalk wants his championship back. Boots took his championship last year in the Ongara Ring, the championship for 2 years in a row. Firstly in Reims and secondly in Sand. So in France and Germany it was won by Ronnefalk. Then in Italy it was won by Boots. And now we have part 4 of the battle here in Spain. Bataille getting a bit closer. So it's definitely getting stretched at the front. And definitely you're seeing that Ronnefalk is beginning to just ease away. But just a little bit slow going around the patio section there. Boots also is being slightly caught by Bataille. Let's shift our focus to Boots for a while. So Boots now in second place. He's kind of he's the meat in the sandwich, really. I think Bataille is trying to realise he can't let these guys get away. Just behind them now in 4th place is Neil Cragg in car 6. So that's some great work by Craggy. So he's come through to 4th. And behind him it is Brian Baldo in 5th. But very much the confidence, the concentration we have to have is on these top 3 as they go around the bottom of the circuit. Evenly spread out, no one really attacking anybody at the moment, but Boots now getting a little bit of a hurry up, it seems. Thinking, I need to start thinking, I've worked my tyres and I've worked myself in. He's so quick down that hill. He's so quick down the hill away from the patio section. That time round, Ronefalk 53.7, 53.6 for Boots, so nothing much in it really. Tenth of a second either way. Boots needs to find 3 or 4 tenths over the next couple of laps. We are now 4.5 minutes in, a couple of laps away from the first pit stop. So that's 3 laps. We'll begin to see whether Ronefalk is going to stretch it an extra lap from Boots. And if he does, whether it'll actually buy him an extra pit stop. So I'm not even sure it will at this track, it's so large. Down the carousel, Boots in second place, just ahead of him by well, the gap's currently at the last lap was about 1.3 seconds is Ronefalk, and he's about equidistant ahead of Bataille, who's about 1.3 seconds back, and a little bit of a mistake by Ronefalk just above us, but it's only like a 1 or 2 tenths per second mistake, and I'd say at this lap now it's on as even, because I think Ronefalk had stretched it slightly during a previous part, and the interesting is so far neither or none of these top 3 cars has made a mistake. Obviously a more forgiving circuit. Last year's race on Garwin saw a lot of bounces and difficult jumps. Here they're all running as clean as they can. That last lap round was a 52.8 against a 53.2. So yeah, Ronefalk really is stretching. 4 tenths in that one. Battle a 53 flat. So it's Boots really who's kind of lacking the speed at the moment. If he goes up on 2 wheels but gets away with it. So you'd say that Boots is the one who's slightly struggling. Ronefalk makes quite a nasty hash of the land and makes a mistake that's going to cost him half to 3/4 of a second. So a lot of this good work of the last couple has been undone by one poor landing, and Boots will get a lot of encouragement from that, because really on ground speed Ronefalk in the green and yellow car is looking faster than the all-rev machine of Boots, and so much so that even after that mistake you have to say Ronefalk is still as far ahead as he was 2 laps ago. Ronefalk goes round in a 53.7, 53.3. Yeah, it's 4 tenths gain back, but you kind of feel that Ronefalk can dip into the 52s at ease, whereas Boots really having more of an issue in staying out of the 53s. Still with Boots, but if you want to open up sometimes so you can see both cars, it'd be great. Gap's about a second and a half, just slightly to have more than one frame most of the time. We're coming down the hill. Everyone's still rolling. There's no real problems. First stops have happened, so probably we'll see pit stops. So these cars are stopping early because they're stopping earlier than Boots. They're stopping effectively on 6:40. So some of these cars are not even running 7:30, which will be the next lap. So they really are involving in fueling. Now I expect that Boots, who are with at the moment, will stop, and the small mistake of Ronefalk has brought them slightly closer to the second little tick. So Boots, that should be a small gain again. I expect Boots to stop this time. I'm really not sure if Ronefalk will. Whether the Orion engine, which has traditionally been more economical than the Reds engine, no, they're both stopping, so we're not going to have a split strategy this year. The track is too large for that. Now we saw in the semi-finals, and we see it again, that Ronefalk is so much quicker in the refuelling. And that is going to be absolutely key. The refuelling partnership of Pierre Ronefalk and Adrien Bertini. In fact, no, if you look at it, look how close at Bataille. It seems more that fueling that Kyosho is slower than either the Mugen behind him now of Bataille, or more importantly, the HB ahead of him of Ronefalk. So we'll stick with the second and third, which is now a Battle. Bataille gained himself 2 seconds again, or a second and a half, during that pit stop. And it's going to be, just don't hope that it isn't what decides it, because you don't want to have people looking at not winning European champions staring at their pit crew going, guys, we just weren't quick enough. So 8 minutes down, and it's Boots and Battle. Let's just have a quick bit of a focus on the Battle now in third, trying to catch up. Ronefalk very happily in the lead at the moment. Well, huge amount of liberties taken with that curve there by Robert, but he does look to be a little bit more happy now in this second phase. Nicely skid the thing down the U, and now onto the roller coaster section. Over the third part of it. Visually, I'd say that Boots has been slightly quicker this lap than Battle, but his problem is that he's not really gaining on Ronefalk. And Ronefalk is a good, with that 2 second or so gain during the pit stop, Ronefalk goes round in a 53.1, Boots goes round in a 53 flat, as does Battle, but the gap between them is now nearly 4 seconds, and that was virtually all in the pit stop. And there's still 4 more of those to come, and they were slower in all the pit stops during the semi as well. So you kind of think that Bataille, if he can stay close to Boots for the rest of this next 7 minutes, will probably get him in the pit stops. But Ronnefout leading. He hasn't run away with it like he did at Sand a couple of years ago, but 3 years ago, but he is eking a lead. His lead is 4 seconds nearly. No one really making any mistakes, which is obviously a sign we're in the A final and everyone is a great drive, but also I think about the level of the pushing. Just to remind you, it's Neil Cragg in 4th and it is Oscar Baldo in 5th. I think it's Brian Bell, it's Bloomfield in 5th apparently. So Bloomfield's come through the 5th with his miracle concept. So I'm sorry, Bloomfield, who suddenly found his place again with his new concept of car. Everyone's excited. Let's drop back to Neil Cragg and Bloomfield, who are coming out the main straight now. They'll be through the TKR Keaton. That's Cragg in 4th, and there's a 5th place of Bloomfield from 12th. So Bloomfield trying something completely different in this race, because he knew he had no chance. I'll keep an eye on the top 3, and something changed, I'll tell you. But Bloomfield, you know, not out of it. He's a long way back, but he's not out of it. And he's fought his way quite effectively up through the rest of the field from 12th to 5th, and now he's trying to take on his fellow bit of Cragg. So there's 3 Brits in the top 5, but the leader is a Swede. And Bloomfield seems to be man on the move at the moment. He's certainly beginning to pick up and look at Cragg's backside. And this is the battle for 4th. 1, 2 and 3, not massive gains. I think Boots may have gained a bit, we just lost it on a bit of a corner. But now, they kind of start finish. Bloomfield's going to want to get round and past the associations of Cragg with his Agama. And Cragg blocking him at this point. You're quite allowed to. This is the final. You haven't got to let anyone through. But Bloomfield, he's done something to find his car to move forward like this. You go only to the TKR kick. 1, 2 and 3 still pretty much the same. The lead is 3.3 seconds. Though actually slightly faster than that last lap. Oh, what's got on there? And through goes Bloomfield. Should never look at a timing screen because through goes Bloomfield. We've got that one, Matt. So carry on going. So Bloomfield now gets moving. And he now will start to try and reel in the very large gap that there is between himself and Robert Bataille in 3rd. So let's now move forward to Elliot Boots again. He's about to go across timing scoring now in the all-red car. He is in 2nd, with 3rd behind him is Bataille. Bataille 52.8, Boots 52.9 and a 52.4 for Ronnefout, who eases out his lead to just shy of 4 seconds. We are now at 12 minutes, so we're about 2 minutes away from the next round of pit stops. Your next question is whether if Battle can get past Boots at the next set of stops, which you would think he would have a good chance of doing, because he's getting very close now. Battle now getting very racy. Boots makes a slight mistake going up, and Battle unfortunately puts too much power on, but Battle suddenly all over the back of Boots, and then Boots says, no you're not, and just gets a little, stretches his legs very slightly. 2nd place, the red car of Elliot Boots. 3rd place, the orange into yellow machine of Robert Bataille. Kyosha from Mugen. That time round, it was a 53.6 against a 53.6 against a 53.0. So the front two do 53.0s, 6s, and a 53.0 for Bataille. He was the fastest on that lap. Coming up to 13 minutes gone, which means there's still 32 to go. And what is a massively intriguing final, because no one's really getting away. And we're really into a game of chess here, as Boots tries to cut down this 4-second lead that Ronnefout has, but probably in his heart of hearts knows he's going to lose another 2 seconds at the pit stops. Marco Bruffo, and already coming into lapping cars is... and Boots made a mistake, and that's through. Through goes Bataille. So Bataille gets 2nd after a minor mistake from Boots, and now he's the one who has to go and chase Ronnefout. He just had to deal with some traffic. So let's see if that's going to roll again on the VRC Pro replay. Boots comes in and just makes a little mistake, bounces off, and suddenly we have a new 2nd place. Ronnefout's had an accident, so Ronnefout's been fallen into the traffic. The traffic needs to get out of the way, and get out of the way good, because it's held up Ronnefout a little bit, not too bad. I think it's Baruffalo actually who held him up most there. But we are looking at the moment, we're with Robert Bataille, who's now much, much, much closer to Ronnefout. He's got past Boots. And Ronnefout will have lost a couple of seconds in a problem with Baruffalo, who needs to get out of the way of the leaders. And I think really the referee basically just said to just park it and let the next 2 through. And he has said that to 10. So Baruffalo, he's been called again, and now he's let him through. And the gap has visibly come down as Bataille begins to, and Ronefalk comes in for fuel. Now is Bataille coming well? So it's a fuel situation. Brilliantly fast stop. And a slower stop again. So off goes Boots, dropping back again through the pit stops. And we are now, that pit stop was at 14.5. So we'll stick with Bataille as he comes out the pits. But Boots, he's losing 2 seconds each pit stop. You can't do that at international level. I don't know what's gone wrong, what the problem with the filling is. He's got 2 very experienced men doing it. So Bloomfield's gone back into 5th and Cragg's back in 4th. And another lappage to come for Bataille. Needs to lap. For some reason he's behind the 10 again. What happened there? Oh, he's upside down! And into the lead goes Bataille. Bataille takes the lead. Oh, Ronefalk just lost it on the corner and suddenly Robert Bataille is in the lead. He's our leader. So the first mistake has proved absolutely crucial, and more importantly, it's thrown Ronefalk back towards Boots. Oh, that traffic must have slightly broken the concentration of Sweden. We now have a Spaniard leading in Spain. Let's see that one again. With our VRC Pro, it comes in round the corner. Oh, rolls it. And suddenly just round the bottom there. Brilliant move there. So opportunities, so problems with Ronefalk, but that means that Bataille's leading. Ronefalk, let's switch our attention to Ronefalk. We'll be chasing him down now. So Ronefalk goes on the bottom of the truck. He's got only a small gap from Boots, but now Bataille leads. And we are 15 meters, a third of the way down. There's 2/3 more of this game of automotive chess to come. Ronefalk now needs to make up the gap he lost. Last time round it was 3 seconds he blew, but he now needs to catch up. Oh, a bit of a tank slapper for Battle. And you're going to see, I think, Ronefalk now try and open his wheels and show his class. He really looks to push down and start putting pressure on the former world champion, the 2012 champion in Argentina. Also, the 2011 European champion, Robert Bataille. But the 2013-2014 European champion, Dave Ronefalk, was just coming to get you. So it's Bataille and the orange and yellow car coming towards us. And oh, he's rolled again! And now the battle is second and third. So let's stay with Ronefalk as a second mistake when he was catching. But now Boots can see Ronefalk. Can Boots, who's looked a bit of a shadow of his qualifying self in this final, he's still going very fast because he's still in third. But he's now going to put some pressure on Ronefalk. Ronefalk needs to get his head together. It's very hot. How do you get your concentration back? But Bataille is away. He's not the fastest. You kind of feel if one of these two can sort out their problems. Boots' problem is pit stops. Ronefalk's problem's almost more than that now because he's got a massive tank slapper as they begin to push. So Ronefalk, who lost a chunk of time 2 laps in a row. Let's see that one again. Is a dancing moment for our friend on the TKR replay. Just comes up, dances around, and it doesn't quite work for him. But it is Bataille leading, and we're still following Ronefalk because he's the man most likely to do something one way or the other. Bataille, I'll give you the gap when they come round in a second. And the gap, as Bataille does a 53.7, Ronefalk does a 52.8, and the gap has come down to 1.2 point. Is it 2 point? Yeah, 2.6 seconds. But Ronefalk appears to be able to go half a second fast if he wants to, if he's not crashing. Boots is not out of this by any means. He needs to find a little bit of a second wind. He's only 5 seconds off the lead. Still in fourth, back to fourth again has gone Bloomfield. Cragg in 5th. Now a little personal British battle for 4th and 5th, but we're watching the main battle for the European Championship as we go past 18 minutes, not past even 20 minutes, not halfway yet. And Ronefalk trips across the like fantastic almost. He trips across the podium onto the driveway. Now that time round it was a 53.4, plays a 52.6, so Ronefalk picked up 0.8 of a second. So Ronefalk, he's got the ground speed. He's still dragging Boots with him up. 52.6 as well. I thought it was 52.4, not 53.4. Sorry. Actually, Battle was just as fast that time round. Sorry, the Battle, they've all dropped in the 52s. They've all upped their pace. Bataille sensing a home win in the Euros. Probably to go with France's home win in the Euros on a Sunday. But 1, 2 and 3, after 20 minutes of racing, are separated by about 5 seconds. That's really as much as you can hope for in any major racing event, because that's less than one mistake. So one rollover and it's all changed. Boots, I'd say, is coming back towards Ronefalk. The only problem is we've got another pit stop coming up in a minute. I'd say that Ronefalk's are the fastest stops. Bataille's slightly slower and Boots is a lot slower for some reason. I don't know why. That lap round was Bataille 52.7, 52.9 for Ronefalk, 52.3 for Boots. So Ronefalk, as Boots is absolutely hanging out there, and it's costing him some time every now and again. But leading from the front. He's been leading now for the past 5 minutes almost, but we are getting close to the next set of 20 minutes down to the next set of stops. Will be in the next lap and a half or so. And they have stopped, so I kind of think they'll be coming in this lap or the next. Will they come in this time? Where's Ronefalk? This lap or the next? Will they start to diverge after 3 runs? Or will they come in? It looks like everyone's kind of waiting. There's a kind of an anticipation in all the pit crews, and in comes Bataille. In comes Ronefalk. Bataille fuels. Oh, Ronefalk not quite. I think Ronefalk. Oh, man, Boots is going an extra lap. Boots has got an extra lap. I'm not sure whether that's to just try and get a bit of a... I'm not sure why he's done that. He won't be able to save a pit stop, that's for sure. Perhaps he just feels he's got to save his short fuel. If he can short fuel one stop at the end. But we're now, for the first time, we're off programme. Boots has gone an extra lap this time. Let's have our focus on Boots now, the red car, just going up the hill to see what he does. And let's see what happens when he comes out. I'm sure he'll drop back to third again. But he has effectively come out, sat in front of the lead. He'll lead a lap, as long as he doesn't ruin it the next couple of corners. And he's just done something slightly different for the first time here, and he goes, whoa, that's the end of the day, you don't want to do that, that sounds like a braking problem. So Boots just kept on going. Not sure what happened there. Very strange error, and that's going to put him way down, because he's a few seconds behind Bataille, and he's now got a pit stop to have. You're watching the pit stop. Still not quick, and he's still got problems. Getting that car off the pit lane is going to be the end of his championship challenge. Let's go back to our leader, who's heading to the bottom of the roller coaster. Just to give you the other positions, it's Bataille who is leading by 1.8 seconds last time round. Second is Boots. Sorry, second is Ronefalk now, sorry. Third is Boots. Bloomfield fourth, Cragg fifth. And the gap, effectively, now is when Bataille crosses the line, and now is when Ronefalk. And Boots has got an awful lot of time to make up after the mistake he made on his in-lap. Even car 5 is even later, so there is some people who are trying a little bit of a short field, a long field strategy. As we just click to halfway, just gone over halfway, Robert Bataille has a lead of 2.5 seconds. 2.2 seconds. So it's 2.2 seconds Bataille's leading. And Ronefalk, that's half a race is about catching that up. Boots is just off the back of it at the moment. Yannick Igon has got himself up to fourth ahead of Bloomfield. That's a good result for the Frenchman, looking for a top 5. They come round again. Across the line goes Bataille, 52.9. 52.4 for Ronefalk. Ronefalk picked up half a second on the Spaniard in that one. Of course, there's a lot less laps to catch up in, because each lap is so long that half a second a lap takes you 4 minutes to catch up a 2-second lead. And you have to get it right. And the other person has to go slower the whole time through the X-ray switchback. Down the U, Ronefalk and Boot. Let's move our focus back to Ronefalk, who's the coming man now as he goes down the roller coaster. Underneath Phil's position on the HBI rollers, and then very quickly turns the whole thing through. Down he dives, and he looks visually a little bit closer. There's a lot of foreshortening in certain parts of this track, which can make it look a bit strange, but I think Ronefalk got a little bit closer that time round as another one of our balloons burst in our hollow. Yeah, 53.0, 52.7. Just getting a little bit closer all the time. Boot. There we are, Ronefalk. Just a little bit of a hiccup there that's going to slow him down and slow down his progress as he attempts to get back towards Bataille. Now, obviously, the next major point is 28 minutes gone, which is in about 3.5 minutes, which will be the next sort of 7:30 stop. 28 or nearer 30 probably want to stop at this time. It does seem that they're having problems even doing 7.5 minutes on this track at the moment with the heat, having to run the cars a bit richer. Keep them cool. That time round it was a 53.4, get to 56. Yeah, I thought Ronefalk lost a tiny bit of drive on the HPI rollers, but you can see him, you know, he's in the corner of his eye. If they're racing full-scale cars, you can see him out the window very easily. And they're racing ready control cars, and you can see him in his corner of his eye. When he's looking at his track, he's looking far out of his car, he can see his target. Ronefalk has target acquired, which is Bataille, who is about one jump ahead of him as they go down the bottom. And certainly Ronefalk looks closer this time round, goes to the rollers. And Ronefalk's had a good lap so far. Gaining on Bataille. Now, what we have to remember is his car's going to go off, they're going to change. Bataille perhaps taking a slight rest on that lap, but Bataille certainly seems to be closed down as Ronefalk swoops off the patio section. Oh, he made a minor mistake then at the bottom of the U, and that's probably cost him a lot of the gain he made. It's just in such tiny portions there. Bataille, 53.4, it was a 53.0, so it was a 4/10 gain, but it would have been more without that slight mistake. But this is where he's got to be absolutely on the ragged edge to catch up, and then we've got a fuel stop where he might be able to pass. Oh, 2 wheels up there, and they both take huge liberties with the TKR. 2 wheels for Battle, and they're now right back together again after 26 minutes. Ronefalk sprints around and comes down the roller coaster. This time Bataille, I think, got a better drive out the first part of it and actually stretched very slightly the lead. Boots is kind of abandoned now, about 5 seconds or 6 seconds behind them, and he's got to hope for some sort of luck-based miracle now to catch up again. He's sort of lost contact during that third phase. But Bataille and Ronefalk absolutely nailed together now, as you can see. There's car and traffic will start to play to go round. Another lap is completed, and it is a 53.3 against a 52.7, so half a second gain. And at this point, I don't think I need to bother with gaps anymore, because as you can see, they are together as they come in for fuel. Now, will it be a chance for an overtake? Oh, there's been a conflagration. I think that what's going to happen is, no, they go down together. They actually came together in the pit lane and they go out together. And that is another pit stop. They can start another 7 minutes of battle. Boots has gone back to the previous strategy again, so he's really kind of lost at the moment. But these two are fighting out for the lead of the European Championship here, and we are just about 27 minutes down, and they're absolutely together. The red and yellow of Raod Bataille. The yellow, red and green and it's now getting to the point where you've got to be careful and hit some of Ronefalk, and they're absolutely together. Ronefalk has the inside line going through the ripples, but no, and he just little tick there on the rear wheel, the yellow rear wheels of Raod Bataille against the white wheels of Ronefalk. Spain v Sweden. Oh, and Ronefalk made a mistake, and that's shouldn't be applauded. Nice fielding rather than marshalling, but he got close. That's not the end of the world. Again, there's a slight kind of randomness to that section just after timing and scoring that kind of means you get a bad bounce. But what's happened is that's given a little bit of breathing room. They were right together, now they stretch out again, but don't worry, we still have another 16 minutes of this. In an epic battle so far. And you kind of think now that Ronefalk is the coming man. He doesn't seem like he seems already to be trying to bridge that gap. Now there's traffic coming up, and the referee's going to have to get them out of the way. But Ronefalk, already to my visual eye, and a slight mistake from Battle, he gets away with it. But what has happened, another mistake from Battle, so they're now really pushing. The cars that aren't perfect anymore. And the gap has gone down to, it was a 54 against a 54. He lost a second in that one to Ronefalk. The gap is pretty much getting to visual again as they come round. So Ronefalk has the speed, so you kind of feel now that it has to be a defensive rear guard from Bataille. Whether you're going to keep Ronefalk back for 17 minutes or 16 minutes, I've no idea, but you kind of feel he has to. But you just feel that there's about half a second extra in the car of Ronefalk. But there was a nice drive there, and he looked pretty good. Ronefalk is very quick in that third section of the roller coaster, and now they're back together again, so we should be able to get them all both in the same frame as they climb up the hill onto the patio. And now they've got traffic, and that must be a worry for Battle. An opportunity, and that traffic decides to crash and has to wait. In fact, both pieces of traffic crashed, so the traffic they had was not a worry at all because they both threw themselves off the track. And Ronefalk, slight tick there, lost in a couple of tenths, but they are absolutely behind. Beautiful slide now by Ronefalk as he got round the patio section, sorry, but the driveway section, and they come on the main straight. They'll be firing up towards the TKR kink now. Both of them in a little circus, but they now hop on again and looking towards the X-ray switchback, and they're going to drop down the U before they come back up. A beautiful sweeping corner into the roller coaster, and they're as close as you can get. Absolutely together. And Ronefalk certainly trying to make something that you kind of think Ronefalk can bridge the gap. Now, is this because we have defensive driving from Battle? Is he just playing it safe? Or is it because it's easier to follow than to lead? Is that just simply because you just can take more risks? And if he gets past, will the roles reverse? So many questions to be answered, and we only have 14 minutes and 44 seconds to answer them as they come round and get another lap, and they are absolutely together. One World Championship and four European Championships in front of you there. Countless wins at many other meetings, and a bit wide actually. When I thought it was also going to come in for fuel, then went so wide, but interestingly, it didn't really cost him too much as Ronefalk hadn't really aced. Oh, they touched, and Ronefalk has to watch, and he does. They go to the switchback. But lap after lap, they are closer and closer and closer. Boots not gaining too much, but not losing either. He's kind of sitting there 8 or 9 seconds, and then Battle's gone quite wide, and he kind of felt for a second there was a chance that Ronefalk could dive in the inside of the HPI rollers. And they now come up the hill, more traffic ahead of them. Both taking a white and a curved line in. They drop down off the patio, and the gap is 6 metres or so. It condenses down on the slow factor to 2 or 3 metres. And another lap has got by, and more importantly for Robert Bataille, another time has gone by, and we have 13 minutes and 40 seconds to go. I think we have still 2 fuel stops to go. And they are absolutely together in a race which I'm pretty certain, if it carries on like this, is going to be described as the epic of all ages. 2 drivers at the absolutely top of their game, which is particularly useful. We've got a World Championships coming up in Las Vegas in a few months' time, and we want to see a European in with a good chance in the Americans' backyard, and certainly these two in Elliott Boots would be your bet. Completely different packages, different engine, different chassis, different tyres, and obviously different driver here. And and it's a chance there, he got a bad, and suddenly Ronefalk thinks he's got a chance. There's a bad bounce for Bataille on the ripples, but no, don't forget it's the mainly green car, the green tailed car, which is Ronefalk in second, and the red fronted car. Well, these were yellow wheels and white wheels. Yellow wheels Battle, white wheels Ronefalk. So Bataille, who is also called Battle, I keep changing his name halfway through this thing, comes up the main straight. Almost like on a piece of elastic. They stretch as the acceleration, they condense as they brake. Oh, he's going to got up the inside and rolled. And now we'll see whether he can catch up again. He was effectively, this is kind of almost in a 12th sucker punch. You go wide, make a mistake, and what happens is the other person comes in too tight and it either hits the barrier, which is what happens in 12th, or in that case they roll. Now Ronefalk, I don't think, will be utterly dismayed by that. Now what is happening though is that Elliott Boots is beginning to bridge the gap. It's still a long gap, but he is beginning to bridge it as they almost hold each other up. Now how quickly can Ronefalk get back to these two? They'll be stopping for fuel again for the penultimate time quite soon. As we come now down to 11:50 to go. I think this is pit stop lap. Bataille stops, fueled, out. And there's Ronefalk as well, and they go away together, and there's unfortunately a back marker in the way. Let's stick with Ronefalk, who's got to deal with the back marker first, and he has very effectively because the back marker got out of the way. So Ronefalk gained in that. Ronefalk definitely gained through the fuel station. Let's stay with Ronefalk. You can probably get them both in frame actually as they come down the roller coaster section. Now this third section is where Ronefalk looks particularly good. He probably doesn't want that car behind him, so as they go through, Boots obviously closer at the moment because we've gone through the fueling section. Running now down to 11 to go, so one more stop for both of them. But all of a sudden, Ronefalk, that accident has been completely made up. And he's back on the tail again of Bataille, but the problem is you've got to get past him, and Bataille is driving brilliantly. I've not seen Bataille actually roll the car yet. He stayed 4 wheels down the whole time. Now, obviously, it's about will the tyres last those extra 11 minutes? His tyres have been off in the semi-final. And Bataille once more. Oh, it's Bataille's made a mistake now, and that's going to be an absolutely crucial thing. Because he got the ground speed to catch Ronefalk up. Let's see that one again on the VRC Pro replay. Just came in. Through the kick, no problem there, but he came in, he hopped and he just landed his first mistake and landed. It was wrong all the way in the air, and Ronefalk takes the lead with 10 minutes to go, and you kind of feel you've not seen within Battle the speed to catch up. But let's stick with Battle because he's really, really pushing. He's coming up now. Bataille is about to go round the hairpin before the start finish right now, and over the timing and scoring, and he is pushing like heck to catch up. And does Ronefalk now go slower? Does Ronefalk tighten up with 10 minutes to go? Oh no, and it's all going wrong for Bataille as he tries to push. He's now got Boots right behind him. We've got a battle for second and third. Because Boots has come from nowhere with a very good quiet section. The second and third is back on. Our leader is away in Ronefalk with 10 minutes to go. So second and third is where the battle is now. Oh, and he just clunks him. Oh, and Battle's gone. Oh no, Bataille has a problem. The engine has died. Oh, the luck. The only luck that Bataille has is bad luck. And he is out. He may get going and get up over, but that's it. I don't think anything to do with the contact. Let's see that again on the VRC Pro replay, what actually happened during that moment. They come in and no, he's lost it. It's cut already. That's why the reason that Boots hit him was because the car had already cut. Oh, desperate. Oh, Ronefalk's gone! Ronefalk's gone as well! There's been a stall right in front of us. Ronefalk has gone. They've both stalled. What's the chances of that? It's Boots in the lead. Boots leads the European Championship. First and second dead. Boots in the lead as he goes underneath us now. Whoa! What's the chances? We just Ronefalk ground to a halt a lap after. Boots was getting quicker, but he was nowhere, and now he leads with just 8 minutes to go. His lead is over Neil Craggett, the British 1-2, but Craggett's 19 seconds behind. But in this weather, can Boots keep going? Oh, I'm not sure if Ronefalk got going again or not, but oh dear, it's all about Boots now as he comes down the patio and turns round. He's got a 8-minute victory run. I mean, Neil Cragg's going to be chuffed a bit to his second if he stays there. Oh dear, Ronefalk has retired. What bad luck. And Boomfield's now fourth. Igon's in third. What a great result for Yannick if he can hold there. But when your front two retire within half a lap of each other, that is the wonder of motor racing. That is why you never, and sport, you never leave a football match till the final whistle's gone. You never leave a motor race there. Everyone's past the checkered flag because anything can happen in sport. As Boots almost ruins his own chances there. But Boots is looking, and I don't want to tempt fate, at back-to-back European titles because he's kept his car going. And in the past, it's been Boots who's not kept his car going, and other people have won it. He crashed out spectacularly from the semi-final of the Worlds in Argentina when he was TQ. But here, Boots is leading. Boots has kept his head down as Igon moves into second place. He's kept his head down, 54-1. He's slowly, he's backed right off by a second lap because he's got a 26-second lead over second. He just has to get the thing to the end and he will be European champion for the second year in a row. But he has got one more pit stop. He's got one more area of risk, one more time when it can go wrong. He'll have his little cheeks will be clenched because of what happens if it stalls when he's in the pit stop. What happens if the same problems that befall Robert Bataille, the same problem that befall David Ronefalk before me. At this point, he just has to concentrate on driving because anything that's going to stop him winning the European Championship is completely out of his control. Boots can drive the next 10 laps, well, almost with his eyes closed. That's all you need to do. But will the car stay together? Will the car stay together? Cragg back into second, Bloomfield in third, Aragon in fourth. There's a bit of a battle going on there as they go through the fueling regime. So Boots, any second now, will be stopping for the second time, for the final time, as we have now lost. Bataille has gone again, so he's definitely got a problem. And then comes Boots to his final pit stop. All he has to do is keep the engine running. And that's what he's done. So that's the the next worrying part gone. At the bottom of the circuit, Boots. Well, with about still 5.5 minutes to go, let's see if we can find our second place man, Neil Cragg. I think he's just about going down the roller coaster section now. I think that's Cragg at the bottom of the hill and coming round the HBI hairpin. So currently it's a British 1-2, which you wouldn't have thought. That's not Cragg. Okay, I've got the wrong car, have I? Where is Cragg? Let me catch that properly this time. Where is Cragg? Cragg's at 78. Okay, so Cragg is probably... So it's actually Cragg who is just going over the down the bottom of the straight there. He's going to come round the corner here. So on the main straight is Cragg in second place. And comes in for his final fuel stop. Let's see how that affects the order. As the 8 car of Igon goes through. Igon is actually now second. So Cragg and Igon are fighting over the last position, or the 2 positions on the podium. Bloomfield's in 4th. Let's try and move it 1 car forward to Igon, the Frenchman with the X-ray, who's running second at the bottom of the roller coaster now. Let me tell you, Boots is still going round. That's all that matters. Boots crosses the start-finish line, so you can get how far ahead he is of Igon, who's in second. But that doesn't... It's not a story of dominance. It's not a story of one man winning over somebody else. And Igon is trying to hold off Cragg. This is your second place man, Igon from France, pink and yellow. And the Elliott Boots watch, he's still going round. A couple of seconds behind him is Neil Cragg, and a few seconds behind him is Darren Bloomfield. He'll be happy with 4th from the 12th start. I got quite excited there. So Igon, I'm pretty certain it's going to be a chuff bunnet if he does get the runner-up spot. But not enough as pleased as Elliott Boots is going to be, that's for sure. Igon, let's just drop back to... Oh, you're with Cragg, aren't you? Pick up 6. That's with Cragg. Let's pick up Cragg, who's going over the X-ray switchback now. He's going to come dropping down the U in the 6 car. So we've got 2.5 minutes to go, so we'll just take Cragg round this lap and then we'll go and see the man who may well be our European champion, or repeat European champion, or double European champion. Just letting him relax without the camera on him at the moment, in case something terrible happens. So Neil Cragg in 3rd, podium, beckoning for the Northern Englander. Getting a little bit close to Igon, I think. Might still be possible there's 1 extra lap. That might have been something worth watching. No, he's just made a complete Holix of getting around that corner, so probably not. So we now enter the last 2 minutes. So let's see if we can find our champion-elect. He's just going up the patio now. It is Elliott Boots over the ripples and coming down. So he's got this lap and a couple more. Now, if he's clever, he'll go a little bit slower, and he's got 2 laps. If he doesn't push it, he's got 2 laps to be European champion. And we've got a couple of laps to go. Okay, so down to a lap and a half for Elliott Boots. Absolutely remarkable. Looks like Boots is going to take this and be a back-to-back European champion To finish first you must finish. It's the oldest adage in motor racing. It's attributed to all sorts of people. It's attributed to Ron Dennis. It's attributed to Mario Andretti. It probably was first said by some club racer named Derek. But it's absolutely true. You can be as fast as you like. Take Toyota in the Le Mans 24 Hour. They were going to win, but they didn't finish. 3 minutes and then it stopped. You must finish to win. Ronefalk hasn't finished. Bataille hasn't finished. The man who is going to finish, if he can do the next few corners, is Elliott Boots, and Elliott Boots will become the European champion. He just needs to go round these few corners. He just needs, it looks very much like we have a victory for him, and 2 corners to go. Boots got them. Boots is champion. Boots takes it. Wow, what an amazing performance from Elliott Boots. That is remarkable. What can you say? That's a fantastic performance by Elliott Boots. And I'm going to go and try and talk to him. So we're now on, and Boots has the trophy again. A second trophy for Elliott Boots. A surprise trophy for Elliott Boots. Fellow podium man Neil Cragg. Elliott. Yeah! Fellow Kyosho team are quite chuffed. Oh, sorry, apologies for language. So let's see if I go a quick word with a very emotional Elliott Boots. You see you can see out there, Chris, because you're blocking the camera, mate. Elliott, well, that all changed in 1 minute, right in the middle of the race. You were running a consistent third, couldn't get the quite speed, and suddenly you won.
Yeah, I'm kind of a bit shocked as you are, to be honest. I guess they had problems. I mean, I was slowly trying to catch them. I might have been pulling in a few tenths per lap, but not a great deal. I was relying on them trying to make mistakes. Unfortunately, they had problems, which is a shame for them. But obviously, everything's got to come together to win these events. We know all about it. So yeah, all in all, we've done it again. I'm so happy.
What was the reason why you were dropping away to begin with? Because you just didn't seem to have that same pace you had during qualifying.